Ah, my good friends, how wonderful it is to see you again. I am, of course, Gabriel John Utterson, esteemed lawyer. Look just there at that door, and let me tell you some second-hand gossip. My cousin Richard told me that he witnessed a most horrible incident in which a man knocked over a child and then stepped on her. Jerk move, right? But the gossip becomes much juicier and less assaultish. For you see, when passers-by demanded the man make monetary compensation for the girl's injuries, the man went into that very door and came out with a check for the girl's mother. And that door, my oh my, that door belongs to a very good friend of mine, Dr. Henry Jekyll. Shocking, I know. Or it would be if the following mystery wasn't so widely known inside the 21st century. Clearly, Dr. Jekyll is being blackmailed by this fiend. Or perhaps there is another, more sinister reason, which we all know 140 years after the story was published. 3 years after our story began, however.
Mr. Utterson.
It is I, yes.
I am Inspector Newcomen, and I'm the new man to come to Scotland Yard. Might I inquire with you of a client of yours, one Dr. Henry Jekyll?
Oh, of course, but please know that Dr. Jekyll is not only a client, but a dear friend.
You see, another gentleman named Edward Hyde is charged with beating a man to death with a cane.
Geez, that's dark.
Yes, and I have come here to wish you...
I think you have the cane here.
Oh, you have the cane.
Yes, you have the cane here for me to look at. Nothing goes wrong in the play.
Yes. I have the cane here, and I wish for you to take a look at it.
Why, that cane belongs to Dr. Jekyll.
As I suspected, and Mr. Hyde nowhere to be found. But I shall get my man, and if Dr. Jekyll is related in the matter, I shall get him too. Be warned.
I must go and visit my friend Henry to sort this matter out.
Ah, my dear friend and legal aid, Gabriel Utterson. How good it is to see you.
Perhaps not, Henry. I have just been visited by a copper who believes you involved in a murder. This murder was perpetuated by one Edward Hyde, but with your very own cane. What have you to say?
Oh, yeah, that. Hold on. I have a letter here from Mr. Hyde. Ah, there you go. Read it aloud, will you?
Ah, yeah. Look at that. To whom it may concern. Sorry I killed that guy with Jekyll's cane. I'll be on my best behavior from now on. No need to continue looking for me, as I am going into self-exile. Again, so sorry, my bad, etc. Signed, Edward Hyde.
There you have it.
No, as a lawyer, I must tell you that this does not absolve Hyde from murder charges. Also, this looks a lot like your handwriting, which is, as the kids say, sus. You've clearly forged this to protect Hyde for some reason that everyone here already knows.
Nah, it's fine, dude. You need to chill out. Everything will go back to normal.
And it did. For a while, I mean. Obviously, something needs to happen, or else there's no drama to propel the plot forward. 2 months went by without incident, and then... Jekyll, old chap, let us go for a luncheon.
No.
I know. Quite strange indeed to not want to luncheon with a dear friend. How very un-19th century upper-class English of him. Who doesn't enjoy a good luncheon with a dear friend, after all? There was something very odd going on. Some time later, I got word from one of Dr. Jekyll's servants that the man had shut himself up in his laboratory, and I went to confront Henry. Henry, I say! Open this door, I shall be forced to knock it down. Very well, here I go. Hi-ya! How strange. Edward Hyde dead, but wearing Henry Jekyll's clothes, which clearly do not fit him. What could the answer be to this mystery? I mean, everyone here already knows, yes, but go with me. Ah, a note from the doctor himself. I shall read it, but imagine the whole thing in my head for theatrical reasons.
Dear Gabriel, if you are reading this, then things have went downhill very fast, and I am quite dead. But do not mourn for me. Alas, it is what I have been planning. Now let me tell you my horrible secret. I had a query to settle in my scientific mind. Could one separate their immoral desires from themselves, thus making themselves completely good? Rando question, I know, but a question that was needing answers nonetheless. So I began my experiments. Eventually, I was able to create a serum which would allow me to split all my immoralities of human desire into another form. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but a major scientific breakthrough nonetheless. This other person was, hold on to your hats, because you're about to get a real shock. Mr. Edward Hyde. I know. Who would have guessed that plot twist outside of everyone since 1900? I found that when I took the serum, my body transformed into...
And to me, Edward Hyde, someone who can only be described as not easy to describe, but detestable to be sure. You can tell I'm a bad guy by my askewed hat and googly eyes. Now, to go out on the town and get into some debauchery.
I should have stopped there, but I didn't because, why not? Eventually, Hyde became too much for me, and I began transforming even when I did not take the serum. Ah, what a lovely day to not have to deal with the evil side of myself. I'll never take that serum again, and all will be good.
I'm back, baby, and without that stupid serum. Now, to go out on the town and get into debauchery.
I had to make a new serum that would transform me back into myself, which I did. But who was to say when I would change again? That is why I began refusing to luncheon with dear friends. And you know how much I love to luncheon with my dear friends. Eventually, I ran out of salt. Yes, salt. That I used in my serum, and I knew the change would be permanent. I had to come up with my plan, which I did. I wrote out this letter, and then I poisoned myself.
What? That's the end of the story. That can't be how it ends. There must be something more, and the end.